Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 17 of the Next Generation of Superstars. We are very grateful to have Ciaja Harbison here, who plays guard at Vanderbilt, originally from Louisville, Kentucky, and then recently just got a milestone of 2,000 career points. So very grateful to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So why don't you tell everybody in our audience kind of how you found your love for the game of basketball?
So my love for the game of basketball, basically, I've been playing since like fourth grade. I went to a community center, just playing around with a bunch of friends. Started really taking it seriously in middle school. When I started playing AAU, played for a Lady Legends team based out of Louisville, Kentucky, and then a Team Shively team that also was based out of Louisville, Kentucky. That had a bunch of high prospects that you probably know of. That plays in college basketball or has played in college basketball. And then that's when I transferred over to Kentucky Premier, which had a bigger audience. Got to play in the EYBL circuit with a bunch of great girls and coaches. And yeah, it was very fortunate to be able to play with them and get my name out there.
That's awesome. And what about your family and friends growing up, especially because you started at such a young age? How was that support from them as you're really starting to find your passion for the game?
Oh yeah, my family, they supported me throughout my whole journey. Sorry. Yeah, so my dad and my mom, basically they helped me throughout my AU process of traveling and paying for things in that aspect. But yeah, so they pay for trainers as well. I got the chance to work out with DeJuan Wheat, who played at Louisville in his college career. Philip Morrison, who's a great trainer. And yeah, that's when I started really working out and, developing more skills that I needed to get to where I am now today. So, yeah.
I love it. And you touched a little bit about like the trainers and people you were able to play with. Was there any mentor or coach specifically that really had a big influence in your career so far?
I would say all of my coaches pretty much helped me throughout my career. I didn't have like a specific one that I went to mostly. I would say throughout my college career, Philip Morrison was the main trainer that I went to and worked out with to develop more skills.
That's awesome. And I know you touched a little bit about you were able to play a lot of AAU, and with AAU, you're able to travel and kind of be able to play in different states and see different experiences. Has there been any memorable experience from playing AAU that you look back on and it's been a true milestone in your career and just you as an individual through your growth?
I would say like my first time playing up in the EYBL circuit, like the first game I had was like a breakout game for me, which brings back a lot of memories for me. A lot of coaches reached out after that specific game. I'm not sure who we played, but yeah, just having the chance to be able to play on a bigger stage really like got my name out there. And I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, I know it's terrific. And now being at Vanderbilt and be able to, when you first hit that milestone of 2,000 career points, what was your initial reaction when you did that?
It was exciting. Like it's a milestone that not a lot of college athletes can reach. So I was very, very excited in the moment. Even though, we took the loss, but those type of things I'd be very grateful for. Just having the opportunity to be able to play the sport that I love and accomplishing that goal is just crazy. So I was very excited in the moment.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And how has your experience being a student athlete at Vanderbilt been? And how is that? How have you seen your growth within the skills you've learned there, and whether it's been in academics or even on the court? How has that experience been so far?
Academically, I would say the schools that I've been to, or St. Louis is very similar as far as academically. Like it's very challenging. Really challenges me mentally, but like I'm getting through it, getting great education. I'm very, very grateful for it. And then as far as basketball, I would say, the coaches here developed me better. just because of the level of basketball that's being played here, like, they're preparing me for the pros,
Right.
that, I dream of playing of all my life. So just developing skills that a lot of teams know or consider my weaknesses. And then of course tidying up on what I can already do in my game. So I would say here definitely they're very they do a great job of developing me for the pros.
Yeah, no, it's terrific. And what has that routine also been like, being a student athlete, and especially because you have to balance out your academics, your social life, as well as your respective sport. What does that routine look like when you're in season?
During season, it's like we're going like constantly, like we have heavy weeks of games, practice. Like right now we have a bye week. So I mean for me, this just looks like going to class every day. My schedule is pretty much one class every day since it's grad school for me. So that, getting in the gym on my own, and then of course practicing later in the day, lifts almost every day. Um, I mean, it's something I've been through for 4 years already, so
Right.
it's not challenging for me. Like I'm used to it. Um, yeah,
No, it's awesome, and it's really something that you learn to get in that habit, right, and be able to have that routine and understand, what your body needs, and both mentally and physically. How do you, as a student athlete, especially playing at Vanderbilt, how do you kind of block out that noise, when you're whether you're in a away game or even at home, and really kind of focus on the present moment when you're on the court?
um, I mean, for me personally, it's just staying focused. Like just staying focused on my priorities. I have obviously schoolwork that's due when it's due. So I make sure I get that done actually before going on the road for away games. So I can focus on one thing at a time. Um, but I mean, I focus on schoolwork when I'm not, around the court, and then when it's time to be on the court, that's what my mind is on. So that's kind of how I balance out things, just focusing on one thing at a time.
I love it. I love it. And then also, in regards to failures, everyone, no matter what level they're at, has different setbacks, and they have to persevere through failures. What's been something that's helped you the most to kind of conquer the obstacles that you've had in your journey so far?
Yeah, I would say just the constant motivation and encouragement I receive from family and friends. Obviously, I put God first as well. So, being a religious spirit or having a religious spirit is important. Just continue to pray to Him. And then, like I said, my family and friends, they continue to be in my ear when, I don't know, I'm having an injury or having something that's really setting me back. So those are people that I definitely keep in mind when going through adversity.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's so important to have all those values, especially as you're going through your day to day and really trying to achieve the your big mission. What does life look like for you? As you pursue your career right now, do you want to take it to the next level even after? What does that kind of look like for your vision? Being a student athlete right now.
Yeah, definitely. One of the reasons I came here to Vanderbilt was to, be able to play at a different level, a higher level. Um, Playing against, basically pros every day. Like these girls are awesome players. So just continue to develop on the court as a player, and being able to get a chance at the pros is definitely a goal I have for myself.
Yeah, no, it's terrific. That's awesome. And kind of outside of the sport of basketball, do you have any passions or hobbies or interests that you love to do when you do have some spare time on your hands?
Um, I would say I'm big on video games. So like I really recently got into Fortnite. I play, Madden. I love to go shopping, go to the mall, to the movies. Um, I like to do fun things. So whether it's bowling or different stuff like that. Definitely love to enjoy my time outside of basketball. So
Right. Right. And I'm sure you have a good amount of fans. And how do you, um, how do you interact with your fans and even like your community, right? You've been back home in Louisville. How do you kind of give back to your community and also interact with your fans? I know that's a two-part question, but how do you see that as being a role model to a lot of, a lot of the youth?
Yeah, definitely just first it starts with just, watching what I do as a student athlete, knowing that, I have role models back at home, here, wherever. Just, making sure I continue to be that example for them. Whether it's on the court, if they're watching me on TV. And then, I actually have my own brand that I try to promote, and kind of give out a message to those who would want to be in my position. So it's just basically consistent habits, continue to maintain those habits, those good consistent habits to as you fulfill any goals that you have for yourself. So it's a constant message that I hold for myself and definitely wanted to provide that message for others. So that's a way that I try to give back as well, and interact with the fans. I try to use my profile as well, for people to tune into what I have, what accomplishments I've made, um, how we are doing as a team, different things like that. So
Right.
I definitely love responding back to, DMs I receive too. So that's another way I interact with them.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And you touched on a big point when you said you have your personal brand. I know it's a very monumental, moment and in history right now. In the past couple of years, the NIL being legitimized throughout the nation. What was your initial reaction and thoughts, and especially having your own personal brand that you care about? How are you able to really take that to the next level and actually put yourself out there to monetize your name, image, and likeness?
Yeah, when that came about with the whole NIL situation, I was very excited to, be able to, create something that I could, provide for others that may need it, a message in that way. So my main focus of that whole NIL thing was just continuing to be a role model, just continuing to provide something that, you know, others may not know. That's something that I want to continue to do, whether it's in basketball or outside of basketball, just being able to not only be a role model, but give back to those who um, are maybe less fortunate, or like I said, want to be in a position like mine, wanting to be a student athlete, wanting to go to college, different things like that. So I definitely want to take that step forward to not for the money, but obviously to provide this message and be a great role model. So that was the main thing that I wanted to get out of this.
Yeah, yeah, and it's such a huge time in history we're living in right now to be able to experience that. I think it was a long time coming, as everyone was aware. And now what we're doing over at Burst is being able to tie that into the Web3 sports industry, right? And be able to tie that in, and do it in a way that's helping and empowering a student athlete like yourself. Because it's more, you're more than just an athlete, right? You're able to actually become an athlete entrepreneur, connect more with your fans, gain more global awareness, and monetize your brand and do so many different aspects of it. So it definitely was, a huge time, and to be living in it now and experiencing it is incredible.
Definitely.
Going off that, what is your, kind of your goals this year? I know it's beginning of 2023. If there's any goals, whether you as an individual or even as a player, at Vanderbilt, if you have any specific goals that you're really looking to attack. And I know now being in season right now too.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I just want to be able to I want to get a win with my team, obviously, in the SEC. We're shorthanded right now, and there's been a bunch of adversity that we face, but we're continuing to grow, we're continuing to get better. So I'm looking for our first win and even more after that, in the SEC. And then individually, I would say, like I said, I want to go pro. So continuing to play to my highest level, continue to get better on the court, so that I can get a chance to, play over in the WNBA or wherever. Just want to play at the pro level. And then obviously I want to finish strong in school, pursuing a master's degree right now, in medicine, health, and society. So yeah, finish out strong in that way and get my first master's degree. So it'll be great.
That's terrific. And to be able to be getting your master's at the same time while still playing, the sport you love, it gives you a lot of options, right? Taking it to the professional level, also having a career that you can, fall back on or even have as a secondary. It's awesome to be able to have that balance that you have right now.
Right.
We'll kind of wrap up things here, Ciaja, and I appreciate you for being on this. But if you could give the youth and even people in our audience 3 lessons, key lessons, and that whether you've learned it in life so far, anything that you live by, and what would that message be to the youth?
I would say, one, you can do whatever you put your mind to, as long as you continue to stay consistent, and develop these goals that you have for yourself. Whatever good habits you have, just continue to stay at that, grow at it, and you'll, grow as a person, obviously, whether it's playing a sport that you love or doing anything that you love in this world. Just continue to stay at it and continue to grow from it.
I love it. And so just to recap what you said, you can achieve whatever you want if you put your mind to it. And 2, to be very consistent, and that's something that has to be on a day-to-day basis. And 3, the growth mindset, really, learning and growing from those experiences to continue to get better.
Yep, definitely.
Ciaja Harbison here, guard at Vanderbilt. Look out for her this season as they work to get a win in the SEC. We appreciate you for being on episode 17 of the Next Generation of Superstars.
Thank you so much.